Welcome back, guys. We are in the final stages of doing the Overfender. Well, at least I hope this is the final stages. It's definitely hard work. If any of you have done anything like this, you know how time consuming it is, how laborious it is. So we get to the point where we're getting close to primer. So a couple of things we need to do first. I did run out of material, so I've got to do a little quick skim of fiberglass filler over this. We've got to do the return on the inside. So nothing too crazy. Once that's done and this is done, everything can be kind of fixed into place and then keyed up, ready for the last layer of fiberglass. That's what I'm aiming to do in this vlog. So do the return, skim the top, key it all up. I might take the door off. It might make things a lot easier if I take the door off. Plus I don't want to get fiberglass everywhere, and it's just be easier for me in general. And then lay the last layer of fiberglass over that, obviously with the peel ply as well to give it a nice finish. Once that's done and dry, I can kick things. Give it at least one coat of primer, just so it doesn't look like that anymore. So it matches the bumper, even though that's, you know, that's just gel coat, that's not primer. Actually it is primer, I did prime it, idiot. That's what we're going to be aiming for in this episode. Next episode, probably be working on the infills. Now, like a complete loser, what I do at night is when I try and get to sleep is think of ways to make things easier when I'm doing stuff like this. So, got a bit of trim. This is going to go on the inside of the wing. That's going to be our kind of like backstop when I do this bit of fiberglass. Need to, I was going to wedge it in between this and the bonnet, but it didn't like it, so I am probably just going to put some weights on there and just keep it in place. That'll work. So let's give this a quick skim, just so that I can satisfy myself, and it'll take my eye off that grossness there. Obviously it's going to need, you know, a light skim of filler afterwards, but I just want to kind of cut that down. One of the aims of this is to have as little material as possible. Obviously enough to be strong, but I don't want it to be, you know, heavy and just full of filler. It's probably going to need, you know, a few areas here where it's kind of dipped and sagged, but nothing crazy. So I want to keep it, you know, light, strong, minimal filler. Alright, yeah, that's just got to dry now. Something in my coffee. What's that? What is that? Ew. No. Right, gonna take the door off. Pretty simple. Now fortunately, being an old car, there's no electronics apart from the speakers, so just one wire, and apparently I didn't put all the bolts in the door, which is perfect. So one there, two down there when there should be three, so there should be three up there and there should be three down there, but there's just three in total. So oops. Getting trims off, always a pain because people just end up like yanking them. Get yourself some trim tools. Usually in a pack, in a trim tool pack, you'll get one of these. That just goes underneath the trim tab and you just pull it like that. Nice and simple. I don't know where they are, by the way, so I'm probably going to end up breaking this. I was hacking at that because I left the battery at home for my multi-tool, so rather than doing it the easy way with this, yeah, had to use a knife. That is one piece now. I'm gonna just run some fiberglass filler along that, because this is, you know, this is tentatively stuck together on this edge, so I'm gonna run some fiberglass filler along that very top edge, just to kind of give it a bit more of a chance when I take this off, because it's, yeah, it's likely to pull apart. So once that's done, the top's ready to go. Well, that's all, yeah, ready to go. I need to put an extra piece behind here and get rid of this slight bump, and then we're onto the glass, or rubbing down for the final layer, finally. So remember when I said I didn't have the battery for my multi-tool? Well, that's all dry now. Before I sand anything down and, you know, obviously make it weaker when I do sand the material off, I'm going to try and peel it off. Oh, oh, come on. Ah! All right. We've got a return. Now the only part that came away slightly was the front. Not much, kind of 10mm, but I can live with that. So this just needs to hold really until the last layer of fiberglass goes on. I don't need to put anything on the inside. There'll be no point once there's a skin on the outside. But this is very satisfying. I just got to check the panel gap actually. As you can see, a nice even panel gap. Now I'm going to have one more layer of fiberglass over that, so that's going to close up another couple of mil, but we've got about 5mm clearance there, which is awesome. So that's looking great. Right, last bit. Cue a few days later, we're all prepped up, ready to go. Everything's masked off there, so to avoid all the dripping and grossness that's about to ensue. Fiberglass is cut out, peel ply is cut out. We're just doing one layer of fiberglass over the top now. That's all we need, one more layer. So gonna wet that out pretty heavily, lay the glass on there, roll it all down, get all the air bubbles out, put some extra resin on top of it, make sure it's nice and wet, and then we can put the peel ply on top to ensure that we've got, you know, basically a flow coat that comes out nice and even. If you're wondering about continuity, my memory card was full and stopped recording, so that's why I skipped a massive step. So we're on to the peel ply section of the ordeal. It's currently starting to dry out. A few air bubbles in it, but nothing crazy, nothing that can't be fixed later on. So it's close. It's getting close, getting real close. That was really satisfying. That is the last layer. That is feeling really good. A few can feel a few kind of ripples in it, but nothing crazy. When I work that down, that's going to be absolutely fine. So let's break this all down, take it apart. We can trim up some bits and pieces. And are we done? Well, no, we're not going to be done. A long way from being done. It's just wishful thinking, really. Right, so this is part of that. Should come off. Maybe come off. This should come off. Oh, yeah. No, that's not going to come off because that's screwed to that, idiots. Where is it? Come on! Show me your secrets! I realise you can't. Oh! I did it! I did it! Yep, I know, I forgot to put my mask on. I was just too excited. Kind of lost my mind a little bit and just hammered on it. Let's have a look at this. That is what we've got so far. Now, so I'm actually saving the best part for you guys. Now that this is kind of roughly to shape, we are going to give it some primer. So we finally get to see this thing not looking like a fiberglass piece of crap. It's going to be white. So we've got some primer, some high build. Obviously this is going to be the first of many coats, but it's going to be nice just to get an idea of what it looks like, one solid colour. But let's prime this up, put it back in the car, and yeah, we can stare at it for a little bit. So let's do it. Two coats of high build on that. Now, obviously this is a way off from being anywhere near being painted. So you get to a point where you bodyworking stuff, you kind of need to put primer on it to highlight any other issues. Now, there's obviously lots of pinholes in there which you couldn't really see before. That's highlighted that. Sections that need to be kind of thickened up or thinned down a little bit, squared up a bit, rounded off. There's lots of little bits and pieces that need to be done to it. It's all quite monotonous, but all those details really build up and add up to the final product. So, right, let's, this is relatively dry. I'm so impatient. Let's put this on, have a look, set you guys up. Please be dry-ish. Look at that. Still got to trim that down there. That's one thing we still need to do, but The OEM arch does kind of flatten a little bit naturally. That's just the shape of the arch. Yeah, that's just the way it is. I'm not mad at that. I don't hate it. It's still got a nice curve to it. But we'll obviously taper this off. We'll cut this into there, make that look nice. That looking way more normal. Let's put that. Yeah, so that's gonna look kind of, yeah, like that. Final test. Ah, the panel gap is so satisfying. And it's nice that it's in white because I am going to be painting the car white. So it's nice to see it kind of in its final colour, but not. I mean, just look at that angle, that's satisfying. Going from, you know, that to that. And I hope you guys like this episode. Finally seeing some visible progress. Just looks super cool. Next episode is probably gonna be kind of refining that a little bit more whilst I'm kind of juggling back and forth doing the other side. And then we're gonna be working on that. Should be interesting. So yeah, hope you guys like that. And one more thing, I massively appreciate everyone that comments and interacts on the video. Interaction is a huge part of the algorithm. It really, really helps. I love seeing your guys' comments. It's not just an ego thing. I just, you know, generally feel humbled and enjoy talking to you guys. And if I forget to reply, I apologise in advance. That's just my brain just being really, really scatty. So yeah, see you guys in the comments and see you in the next episode. Take care.
Subscribe, you fools.